Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today's video, we're going to start collecting Warhammer the Horus Heresy, and today we're going to take a look at the Dark Angels, and in particular, the Storm of War, Rite of War. Now, in this video, we're going to go through, talk a little bit about the Rite of War, talk about its effects and its limitations it has upon building your force, and indeed the rules it'll give you, and we'll then look at a couple of units we recommend to get started with for this particular force. We'll then look at some other units we can use to expand upon those first couple of initial purchases, and then finally finish off the video with a little sample army list of 1,000 points for you to use, hopefully as some inspiration for starting your own force of the Dark Angels using the Storm of War, Rite of War for Warhammer the Horus Heresy. And so, to begin with, the effects. Any Legion tactical squads, despoiler squads, or assault squads selected as part of a detachment using this Rite of War and consisting of at least 20 models may include a Legion Centurion. A Legion Centurion selected as this manner does not use up any force organization slot, but must be paid for in the army's points total as normal. The Centurion is considered part of the squad he's purchased for and may not leave it during play nor select any consulary upgrades. And a Legion Centurion selected in this manner may not be the army's warlord and must have the Storming unit subtype. All models with both the character and Storming unit subtype gain the Stubborn special rule, including any Centurion selected as a unit model as part of the Rite of War rules above. Legion Tactical Squads, Despoiler Squads, and Assault Squads may be selected as elite choices, and Legion Assault Squads can also be selected as fast attack choices. And so, there are a few limitations. Tactical squads, despoiler squads, and assault squads in a detachment using this Rite of War must have the Storming unit subtype. All compulsory troops choices in a detachment using this Rite of War must make the maximum number of models. No Legion Tactical Squad or Legion Despoiler Squad selected in a detachment may use the dedicated transports. No unit from a detachment using this Rite of War may be assigned Deep Strike Assault, Flank Assault, or Subterranean Assault. And if a primary detachment of an army is using the Rite of War, the army's warlord must have the Storming unit subtype or be the Lion himself. Today's video is brought to you by Gap Games, a fantastic retailer in Australia for a variety of different miniature war games. If you'd like to help support the channel, we have an affiliate link where by clicking on and purchasing, you'll help support the channel, but you'll also help support Gap Games, which is a fantastic servant to the community. And so, where to get started? A Delegatus for me is a fantastic place to start. This is a Centurion upgrade. This will allow you to take Rites of War at 1,000 points or less for a cheaper cost than taking a Praetor. Now, the Delegatus also has some other cool special rules where you can rally the troops in your force around him, removing pinning and allowing Union to activate normally from a bunch of stuff like that, which is really, really cool. Now, of course, where are we going to look to start with this particular Rite of War? But with tactical squads, they are going to be the bread and butter of this particular force, which is all about just trying to put down as many infantry Dark Angels as possible. And so they are going to provide us with a pretty decent unit that can affect the midboard and indeed our own territory, gaining objectives. You can put some combat and pistol weapon upgrades on the unit sergeant as well. And you can also give the unit a decent combat option as well with either chain swords, chain bayonets, or regular bayonets as well, all as different options to give them some combat potential. I potentially do like chain bayonets with the rending rule on them is pretty nice. And so next, we do have two options here on where we want to go. We could go with the Assault Squad, but I do feel like they are a little bit too expensive to take at 20 models to begin with. I think the Despoiler Squad is the better place to start. The Assault Squad can always come later. Despoiler squads, though, are going to give you a combat unit, bolt pistols and chainswords as standard. You've also got Spite of the Legion and Heart of the Legion rules, which are really nice. You can have a variety of different weapon upgrades. You can have a couple of pistols in the unit and a couple of combat weapons, very similar to your assault squads. They can have the same sort of thing. But you've also got the option to give every mod in the unit to exchange the chainsword for a heavy bolt pistol and heavy chainsword as well. So they can be quite interesting in that respect. You've also got the options of taking like artificer armor and melter bombs on your sergeants. Now, joining them, obviously, we have the consoles. These are just going to be a cheap character option that you're going to be able to put into your force. They give you a decent combat profile, someone to go and issue and fight in challenges, but also, you know, get an extra power weapon attack in there with a decent amount of them, thanks to them being, you know, a character having a few more attacks than your regular sort of sergeants. They are going to put out a couple of extra attacks. So, Joining them, we then have the apothecaries. I think these are going to be incredibly important for this type of army. Any unit they join gains Feel No Pain 5+, which is just going to make your infantry blobs that much more survivable. Lastly, we have the heavy weapons. Now, these won't necessarily be Stormwing. Unless you go with heavy bolters, then they're definitely a decent Stormwing unit option. But you're looking for things like lash cannons, auto cannons, missile launchers, things that are going to bring some anti-armor to your force to really balance things out, I think are incredibly important to take with this. You could also go for things like rapier weapon batteries. You could go for a couple of tanks like Predators, or indeed, even a Dreadnought with more sort of ranged weapon options. But all in all, you're going to need a little bit of anti-armor to go along with your big blobs of troops. And so here we have our sample force. We have a Centurion Delegatus leading the force and the Warlord trait Storm of Keys. This is going to allow the model to give us a +1 bonus to our weapon skill and ballistic skill once per game against the chosen enemy, because we can decide one turn will be decisive, and this gives us a little bonus. He's got the Combat Shield and Tyrannic Greatsword. We then have an Apothecarian detachment there with a single Apothecary. We've got a minor combi weapon grenade launcher on him because we had a few spare points. A Despoiler squad of 20 models there with chargeable glaives and plasma pistols in it. And then we have a tactical squad as well. Now, both of these units are going to have Legion Centurions in them with power weapons. And then finishing out the force, we have 2 heavy weapon squads. 5 of them are going to be armed with missile launchers with frag, crack, and flak missiles. This is a great sort of all-round unit. And the auto cannons are definitely going to provide us with some more anti-armor. If you've got some ideas, though, on starting your own force with this particular Rite of War, the Storm of War, let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. And that's the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and also drop a comment down below letting us know what you thought about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our fine little community here at Sinful Gaming, we have a Discord server linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel. You can use one of our affiliate links to Gap Games or Element Games if you're in Australia or the United Kingdom, or you can subscribe to our YouTube members or Patreon, or grab some merch from our merch stores on Teespring or Ko-fi. All the best ways to help support the channel. As a special thanks to all our Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give them all a shout out. So thank you to our Patrons: Broken Chef, Andy C, Grimskull, Colorblind Magic, Benjamin Swallows, James Cater, Mark Harvey, Domir, Average Wargamer, JJ Austrian, Cure Dynamic, Andrew Bowen, Outer and Shot First, Kenny Lowell, and Soren. And to our YouTube members: Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, James Tillman, Disco, John Castle, and Gargamel196. Thank you all once again for watching. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Stay safe everyone, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.